Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackdown Rundown. Run, bitch, run!
Woo! That was impressive.
Thanks.
Alright, it is our final video of the week. It is the Smackdown Rundown. We've had a pretty good week so far. Let's see if Smackdown can keep the ball rolling. We opened up with Miz TV. Miz and Damian Sandow doing their usual thing. Sandow's still kind of lazy with the whole mimicking thing. But their guest is the Big Show. Big Show's talking about the decision he made at Survivor Series and how everyone's calling him a traitor. And Miz actually kind of sympathizes with him. Where, the Big Show goes, "Thank you. Finally someone sees it from my perspective." They don't get very far, though, because we actually get Daniel Bryan, who I didn't know was going to be running SmackDown. It was a very cool surprise, just like it was on Raw. So he comes out and he says, "Hey, I'm running SmackDown, blah, blah, blah." And he makes a series of matches for the night. So he makes Ryback versus Seth Rollins. He says Luke Harper is going to be defending the Intercontinental title against Dolph Ziggler. And because Rusev didn't do the Pledge of Allegiance on Raw, that he is now forced to take part in the 20-man Battle Royal. It can't be company-wide because it's not on Raw. So now it'll be a 20-man Battle Royal for the U.S. title, and it starts right now. And it includes The Miz, Damian Mizdow, The Big Show, and this man, Eric Rowan. We come back from commercial, and we now have the 20 guys in the ring.
We have 18 guys in the ring, and
and the Usos are on their way.
With 17. Because the Usos come out, and then Rusev comes out.
Oh, yeah. So, we've got, Cesaro's in there, Justin Gabriel's in there, Sin Cara, Tyson Kidd,
Golden Stardust.
All the tag teams, really. Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil were in there.
The Matadors were in there.
I think, every tag team currently on the roster was in there. A lot of quick eliminations at first. Mm-hmm. So our final four, we had Rusev, still champion, in there. We had International Warfare. We had Tyson Kidd representing Canada. We had Cesaro representing the country of Switzerland. And we had Jack Swagger representing the country of Oklahoma, according to JBL. And, so it was a hell of a final four.
Not to note, prior in the Battle Royal, to further their feud along, Big Show and Eric Rowan are responsible for each other's eliminations.
This is true. Which was, they started the match kind of around that situation, with Miz and Big Show out there talking. This final four, straight up international warfare at this point.
This is Tyson Kidd still showing that he gets the chance to hang around the United States Intercontinental title picture.
He's making himself very relevant in that title picture. He's solidifying a spot there. He's not going to go unnoticed, which is really great. And it's probably bringing out the best work in Tyson Kidd's career.
Tyson's career kid.
Career child. Anyway, Tyson Kidd would be the next eliminated, I believe. I'm trying to remember who eliminated him. Cesaro.
Yeah.
Cesaro eliminates Kidd, and then we have a cool triple, once Tyson Kidd is out, we get Rusev is just kind of he's kind of the target, obviously, because he's the champion, but we also have the animosity between Cesaro and Swagger.
Rusev kind of gets to stand aside for a minute while Swagger and Cesaro try to eliminate each other.
Yeah.
Rusev at one point almost gets eliminated.
Yeah, he gets thrown over.
His right foot touches the floor.
There were a bunch of people in that first row that jumped up and were pointing at him I want to see if there's a camera angle where maybe both of his feet touched, but
I'm 100% certain his right foot touched the floor.
There's only one foot, so he's still in the battle royal.
Well, I mean, I'm 100% certain his right foot did. I'm not 100% certain whether or not his left foot touched the floor. It might have.
It might have. But he was not eliminated. He would get back in the ring while
Cesaro throws Swagger over the ropes and is trying to eliminate Swagger. And Swagger ducks under the top rope and backdrops Cesaro out of the ring.
Yes.
And then, before he gets a chance to get back in the ring,
he looks just in time to get a big old
super kick from Cesaro.
Rusev kick to the face.
I mean, yes, Rusev. Cesaro. Vince Russo. Suzusev.
Rusev retains the U.S. title. I feel like they're trying to, like, I don't know if they're gonna like try and redo Swagger versus Rusev now that he's champion. But
Possible.
I feel like with what happened on Raw and on SmackDown, they're really pushing Swagger for that spot again.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I think he was the most popular guy to face Rusev, like as far as the storyline goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, great finish to the match. Fun way to start off the show. Up next, Santino would meet Merchandise Kane. Kane is now
handing out John Cena t-shirts instead of nachos.
Yeah. But by the way, we were talking about he should have been fired because he was handing out food on Raw and not getting money for it. He was at least pushing the buttons, but now he's just handing out t-shirts. He's not really getting money for any of them.
He didn't even have a register at his merchandise booth. At least he had a register when he was doing concessions.
This is true. Santino would come up to him and say, "Oh, nice Ryback shirt. There's actually one over behind." And Kane
took his Daniel Bryan beanie off.
Which he looked ridiculous in.
He looked like hipster Kane.
And I don't remember what he did.
He just leaned forward.
Was that it?
He leaned forward, put his hands on the table.
And it elicited a girly scream from Santino.
Uh-huh.
Santino lost his shit and ran away. So I don't think Kane likes working merchandise.
No, I don't think so.
I don't have anything to support that, but it's a theory I'm working on.
All right.
So then up next, we had Bray Wyatt make his way out to the ring talking about his upcoming match against Dean Ambrose at TLC. Bray Wyatt is at the point where he tried to help Dean Ambrose. But Dean Ambrose he's not accepting the invitation to be fixed by Bray Wyatt. He doesn't care what Bray Wyatt has to offer. He's his own person. And so now, Bray Wyatt talks about, what he did to him on Raw. You buried me under all that stuff at Survivor Series, and as the chairs came crashing down, I realized that I've come to terms with that pain. And you might think that you have me figured out, but you have no idea what you're getting into. And now, the match that we have coming up at TLC is going to be the end of Dean Ambrose. So now they've swerved.
He used a lot of imagery comparing himself to Satan.
Well, he did. And he did start off, since the storyline started, they talked about how there's a special place in hell for the two of them.
Yeah.
Saying,
well, he used the symbolism both of the idea that there's no place in heaven for both of them. They both belong somewhere else. And he pointed downwards. And then he used the phrase that Dean Ambrose is letting himself be molded by his demons. And Bray Wyatt molds the demons.
Yes. I see. Okay. I didn't actually take that reference into consideration that way. Interesting. So,
And the demons march to Bray Wyatt's orders.
For you Supernatural friends out there, Bray Wyatt is Crowley.
I think it's Herberdern! Oh my god, it's Herberdern!
No! Stop it. Oh, God. Okay. Up next, we had Divas action between Nikki Bella and Emma.
Yay, Emma was on TV.
Yeah, she was on TV again. This match didn't last long. Nikki, obviously this was putting Nikki over as the Divas champion.
But also putting over Emma as somebody who can slap really hard.
Yeah, she smacked the shit out of Nikki Bella.
180 front bump.
That was probably
slap.
That was probably the most offense Emma got the tarantula off. She did a few of her signature moves, but for the most part it was Nikki Bella's match. I believe there was a distraction by Brie that ended up getting Emma. Emma ends up losing by the rack attack, and then Nikki has some choice words for AJ.
We don't know what all those choice words are, though.
I actually read today. It was funny because, going into SmackDown, you'd already watched it, and we watched it again.
And I told you the promo was cut up.
Yeah, there was a news article from Ringside News that said, Nikki Bella's promo gets cut the hell up on SmackDown.
Awesome.
And so she and John Cena took to Twitter to comment on the fact that the promo got cut. And both made they didn't make like direct comments or anything. Nikki said trying to cut the champion down, blah blah blah, and then John Cena said something to the effect of it doesn't matter how much was said or how much was presented, I still believe in at the Bella Twins, blah blah blah. So John Cena just kind of showing support for his woman. But yeah, after the very short promo segment,
I was really hoping you were going to reveal what it said. Like if somebody.
I know. That's why I read. That's why I read it. I was hoping that I could find out exactly what.
Whatever got cut out pissed AJ off.
Yeah, AJ comes running down and gets into a little scuffle with Brie.
Yeah. Well, Nikki bolts and.
Yeah, Nikki gets the hell out
Brie's
of Dodge.
left to take the press from AJ.
So yeah, AJ is a little ticked, and she wants to beat the hell out of Nikki, and I'm okay with that. Up next, we had one of the matches announced by Daniel Bryan earlier tonight. We had Ryback taking on Seth Rollins.
This was a long match.
Yes, it was.
This took up a good portion of SmackDown.
Yeah, this was the. It
had 2 commercial breaks.
Yeah, this was the highlight match of SmackDown.
Sort of.
It was good. Well, it was. Seth Rollins got a little bit of. Some offense on, but Ryback looking super powerful as usual. This ended in a disqualification. As
Merchandise Kane.
Yeah.
Still wearing the Ryback T-shirt.
Yes. Why he didn't take the Ryback shirt off, I don't know. Maybe it was to. No, you know what? I know why.
Because in the end, he pulled it off and threw it on Ryback's face.
Yes. Kane comes out with a chair and whoops the shit out of Ryback. Him and Seth Rollins kind of do a double team beat down on him, which ends with Kane choke slamming Ryback onto the chair extremely uncomfortably. Did not set him down nice at all.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's an extremely comfortable way to take a choke slam onto a chair.
But there's more comfortable ways than your shoulders and your head taking the entire blow.
Yeah.
Ryback comes down, just the legs of the chair right underneath his shoulder and his head. That's when Kane takes the Ryback shirt off and puts it on Ryback's face.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that happened in their match. Ryback sold a lot.
Yes, he did.
To Rollins. And Rollins being able to carry Ryback and buckle bomb him across the ring. I was impressed when he did it to Cena. More so impressed him doing it to Ryback.
Yeah. Ryback is...
Ryback,
I believe, is...
The Ryback.
What, 20, 30 pounds heavier than Cena?
Probably.
So, yeah, Cena's about 240, 250. Ryback's around that 275, 280 mark. somewhere around there. So yeah, that's pretty impressive to run.
He is at least 40 pounds dumber than John Cena.
Oh, definitely. That's not even a question. If
It was a question, I got it right.
If you've listened to the CM Punk podcast,
you would know that the official answer, how dumb is Ryback? Dumb as fuck.
Oh, man. All right, so up next, we had the debut of the New Day.
I know you were so excited for this.
I was.
I texted you while you were at work, and I said, the New Day... There's
a new day on
SmackDown.
It was... They went against the team I have dubbed Darkness, Redness, Whiteness. Thank you, Tobuscus. It was Kurt... Come on. No. If you know Tobuscus, the team was Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, and Titus O'Neil. Darkness.
So backwards, yeah.
Backwards, yeah. It's just
Darkness, redness, whiteness.
Darkness, redness, whiteness. Come on, it's funny. A really infectious...
A lot of nerdy references this week.
Yeah, a really infectious gimmick from the New Day.
Uh-huh.
Because the crowd was super into this. Like, there was no build-up for this debut.
Everyone likes clapping.
Well, yeah. But, like, not even that, but, like, during the match, the crowd was already getting to the, like, you know, New Day,
yeah.
You know, and...
Well, it's all those vignettes.
And Kofi's getting... This was... It's just so entertaining watching these three, you know, work together and just create this unit, which is really fun to watch. They've already got some double and triple team moves.
Mm-hmm.
It was Biggie and Xavier Woods have the wheelbarrow
splash.
What was it? There was a triple team move they did.
I like they did it to Axel where he was in a seated position and like both Kingston and Woods got to do like kicks, one right after the other to knock him down, and then Big E came in with the splash.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just real simple stuff that they can build on, they can work on. There's so much potential with this trio. Unfortunately, you know, they got the win, which was great, but
with another really good double team, which was Big E's like big ending style.
Yeah.
Fall, and Xavier Woods using a leaping DDT off the second rope.
Yeah. A great double team finisher. But you brought up a good point that the New Day has missed the trios train.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no more Wyatt family. There's no more Shield. You know, your only real trio technically would be the Matadors and El Torito, which I think that'd be an entertaining fucking match though.
Yes.
But yeah, I kind of hope that, you know, we can hold out hope that maybe there will be a resurgence of trios because there's a lot of guys on the roster that aren't really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, maybe we could see some interesting three-person combinations that could spark something here. It could be fun. But the New Day gets the win. I'm excited to see more from these guys. All three very impressive wrestlers, and I enjoy watching each of them singly. So I'm going to be intrigued by seeing the three of them together. So, now just before our main event starts, we get a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan talks about how, you know, well, since Concessions Kane wants to come out and attack the Ryback with a chair.
Ribic.
The Ribic.
Ribic.
You know, since I am in charge, I'm going to make a match for TLC, and I'm going to put Concessions Kane against the Ryback
Ribic.
in a chairs match at TLC. So that definitely is not going to be the show stealer. It's probably going to be ugly. It's probably going to be an ugly match.
It's going to be ugly as the name Ribic.
Why do you keep saying it then? You sound like an intense frog.
So ugly, it's beautiful.
Beautiful agony. So yeah, you know, we've got the TLC match set. We've got the chairs match set, and we were kind of talking that there's, you know, actually you were the one that brought it to my attention. We could be seeing a tables match between Big Show and Eric Rowan, and potentially a ladder match between Dolph Ziggler and Luke Harper.
But I didn't say that until after the main event.
Exactly. Up next, we had our main event. We had the Intercontinental title was the main event, like it should have been a couple weeks ago when we had that awesome elimination triple threat match. But this was a match I was excited to see because the way the title changed on Raw just before Survivor Series, it left a lot to be desired just because it was a one-sided match. Now, this wasn't exactly the match I was hoping for, but it's a great precursor.
It's the same thing I said about Wyatt versus Ambrose at SummerSlam. We saw a lot, but we didn't see everything.
Yes. And
taking into consideration that this is only 2 days, this is only recorded 2 days out from Survivor Series, you have to know that Ziggler is still needing time to recoup from that big, long stretch, that like 15-minute long stretch of just him versus 3 guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think even though Dolph Ziggler is the above and beyond show-off guy, you know, he needs to take it easy, or needed to take it easy this week.
Yeah.
So he can keep being the show-off guy next week and the week after. So I think with that being the thing, is that we did see a lot of good stuff.
Yes, we did.
And a lot of potential.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we get, was it a DQ finish?
No, it was a count-out.
Count-out finish, yes, that's right. They're fighting on the outside. Harper is just throwing Ziggler around at this point.
Yeah.
And Ziggler
was ragdoll for a lot of this match.
Yeah, the Harper like shoved him towards the ring, and as he's like approaching Ziggler super kicks him and rolls into the ring at like 8, and Harper doesn't get up from the super kick in time.
This was good because this solidifies that Ziggler can beat Luke Harper.
Mm-hmm.
So he still has the win over him, but he doesn't get the title, obviously, because it's count-out.
Yeah. Then after the match, Harper came in with the belt, attempted to hit Ziggler with the belt. Ziggler dodged, gave him the zigzag, and finished it strong.
Yeah, so we end SmackDown with Ziggler still looking strong. Luke Harper trying to get that final statement, just didn't get it. So this could definitely set up. The fact that this is the only title storyline currently.
Prominent title.
Prominent title storyline. This is.
And just saying Harper and Ziggler, those out of like any of the titles, I don't care who you're feuding Miz and Mizdow with, those guys aren't going to be strong in a ladder match.
No, not at all.
Rusev, I don't think is going to be an asset in a ladder match.
Hell no.
Harper and Ziggler are the obvious choice to make the ladder match at TLC.
Let's just hope it's not Brock Lesnar and John Cena.
I could only hope, actually. If it were Lesnar and Cena, that just means that match gets out of the way that much quicker.
Well, Brock Lesnar will be on the December 8th edition of Monday Night Raw, which is where they're doing the Slammies.
Oh. Seth. Please. Please.
Call on a favor.
For cereal.
Break his knees.
I mean, Triple H must have had to teach you how to use a sledgehammer.
He had one in his hands the night that Seth Rollins turned on the field.
Uh-huh.
Please.
Get Team Authority back together real quick.
Just to take out Brock Lesnar.
Do a number on him. And add Big Show to it.
Yeah.
Big Show's got beef with Lesnar. Kinda.
Have Mark Henry and Big Show give him the chocolate overload.
Mmm.
If you don't know what that is, go back and watch my top 5 rude moves.
Have Rusev slap his thighs a lot.
That'll make Brock Lesnar tap out.
It'll make Brock Lesnar slightly uncomfortable.
Whoa. Undertaker shifted. He's still up.
He's holding himself up, actually. Put his arm down.
That's it for the SmackDown Rundown.
Seth, cash in at the Slammies.
Please. For the love of God. You think we'll have 2 cash-ins in 1 year?
possible. It's not like it's going to be a groundbreaking thing. We did used to have 2 Money in the Banks every year.
That's true.
For a while. Like 2 years. 3 years.
Anyway, it was a pretty good week in wrestling.
Yeah.
I think we had some interesting stuff. We're coming off the heels.
It was great to have Daniel Bryan back.
Yeah, great to see Sting debut at Survivor Series.
That was the one thing that you didn't touch on Daniel Bryan's promo.
That's right.
Renee Young asked him if he would be back soon. Daniel Bryan emphatically, in Daniel Bryan fashion, answered with,
Yes! 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 So we can only hope that he's on his way back. We know that Roman Reigns will be coming back at the end of December. Wade Barrett is on his way back. That's something we didn't talk about at Survivor Series. The return of Bad News Barrett. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff happened this week. We're really setting the tone. We're getting close to the WrestleMania season. We're going to WrestleMania, bro. Boom. Thank you again for watching the Wrestling Rundown this week. Episode 24, edition 24, week 24, whatever you want to call it.
I ate a bunch of cheeseburgers on camera.
Yeah, he did.
And a pack of M&Ms.
Next week, hopefully, we're going to have the Thomas's Top 5.
November edition.
We're hoping to get this this scheduling conflict out of the way. Thomas Wolf really wanted to be here, but we wanted to say the top 5 for him.
I cried when he couldn't be here.
Indie news next week, we're going to have results from Chikara. We're going to be...
All that crazy shit from...
go back.
Beyond Wrestling.
It'll probably make more sense when it's over.
Yeah.
Because we'll be able to understand how it worked.
You know, AAW.com, AIWWrestling.com, ProWrestlingGorilla.com, ChikaraPro.com.
All of those links are
LookMonoFans.com. That's a new one. You're going to have to add on there.
Okay.
Beyond Wrestling's website name is LookMoNoFans.
Yeah. All of the links for indie news are in the description of the indie news. I have all of our favorite indie websites listed down there. I'll be adding some more as we learn.
Check out their Facebooks and Twitters. I'm learning their Twitters are a good way to find these results.
Yep. And thank you to all of you awesome indie stars that answered the indie question this week. What are you thankful for in wrestling? We look forward to some late answers from names that we won't say, Pinky Sanchez and Player Dose. But thank you again for watching the Wrestling Rundown. We'll return next week. You got anything? Are we doing 5 matches next week, or are we going to be doing specifically news next week?
Next week is just news.
All right, next week is just news.
Next week is just news because we're going to be freaking out over Chikara's Tomorrow Never Dies. Live on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Watch it. If you don't watch it later.
Cage match between Icarus and Decalion.
Yeah.
Loser leaves Chikara between Ultra Mantis and Delirious. Come on.
The Cybernetico's back.
Yeah. Woo. It's going to be all kinds of stuff. And next week, in a midweek wrap-up, we will have our Evolution
Final card.
The final card. We'll know what's happening going into the new NXT TakeOver. We'll have predictions for that. But thank you again. We will see you next week for episode edition week 25 of the Wrestling Rundown.
Believe that.